everyone, my name is Kaikun6 and I'm here to do a playlist story video for you guys. And in this episode, I'm going to be talking about like a very random snippet moment of my life. Like, I remembered when I was like listening to a lot of music more than I often do, especially when I'm concentrating on writing, which I have finished for my friend's birthday gift. And plus, rewriting some short stories that just needed to be rewritten. And then, I guess I finally got done with writing from yesterday and today, so I'm like, I'm gonna concentrate on crafting. So I'm like, oh boy. So during this time, this song, as like the title says, Criminal by Britney Spears, came up, and it was just like one of those random moments in my life where I just needed to explain you guys because it's really funny, especially for somebody that, like a random stranger or an acquaintance, like figured out like a really quirky hobby that you have, or just something that you did randomly and then you felt embarrassed of, because I know everybody has been through that, and especially me. And, so I'm going to be explaining this memory to you guys with the song. So, Criminal by Britney Spears. That song is actually one of my favorite songs from Britney Spears. Like, every time it comes up on my playlist for Spotify, I have to sing along to it, whether I'm good at it or not, but I do sing along to it. And I remember like this certain memory attached to the song for so long, and it led to like what became kind of like the random snippet of a moment of my life, that type of thing, was that ever since I think it was like middle school, high school, I definitely maybe elementary school, I had a knack for singing, I guess, because I remember I would sing all the time, whether I was good or not. But like, my family supported me through all that, because they'll hear me sing and they're like, oh my god, my daughter is in a good mood, so she's singing. But like, who knows if I was ever good when I was little. But I felt like once I got to high school and I actually got a practice for singing, I felt like I have gotten better, because I finally got like the breathing exercises I did, the whole diaphragm thing, and then how I'm not supposed to sing with my throat, you're supposed to sing with your diaphragm, that type of thing, And so I did all 4 years of choir because of that. So I felt like my love for singing and for music grew throughout those 4 years in high school. And it was just like, it felt like the only ones that ever heard me sing was just my family, and of course they enjoyed me singing. Like, I don't know whether or not I was pretty good or not, but I felt like when they heard me sing, it just made them happy. And of course it made like, everybody else sing along with me. And like, if I was in my in the bedroom at the time of my childhood home, my sister and I will be singing randomly. And then like when I'm in the road with like my mom going shopping, her favorite songs come up, I'll sing along with her. And then like, if it's like one of those moments where, when my siblings and I, we go to the movies and stuff like that, like we'll be singing some random song that comes up on the radio or in a CD that my brother has in his car. And yeah, so he'll sing along with us, or just sometimes he'll pay attention to what we're singing and stuff like that. So it was just always like random stuff like that in my life where everyone has heard me sing, and probably especially strangers outside my brother's car, that type of thing, because I was not a quiet singer. I'm a very, very loud singer, honestly, because there's this little memory that, oh my god, I can't believe I just remember this. In one of the performances I did for choir, I went to, I think it was like Chaffey College. It was one of their auditoriums. I wish I knew the names of them and stuff, because they had plenty of them. And if you guys are not knowing what I'm talking about, it's like when I was living in California. So I performed for like, I think like 1,000, 2,000 people in that auditorium. I don't remember how many, but it was kind of like the most people that was going to be in the audience for sure to see my choir class perform. And it was like fully sold out for sure, because they said that the whole room was packed, and apparently like that got all of my friends nervous at the time, and I felt like, oh, we can kill this very easily, because honestly I've never had stage fright. That's the thing. I felt like my experience in first grade, like, I can't believe I'm talking about this, but there was this random boy that kind of like changed my mind when it comes to like performing on stage or live or whatever. Like, he forever changed like my fear, I guess. I never really had a fear of stage fright. It was kind of like, I just didn't like it. Like, I didn't feel like I was gonna clam up or shut down or something like that. It was more like, I just didn't like it. Like, I don't know. And then this random boy was just like, he kind of made it a little bit better. So honestly, ever since, I've been like going to auditoriums to perform, or just to even walk up on stage to receive awards from teachers. Like, it always reminded me of that little boy. And in a future playlist story video, I'm going to be talking about that memory, because it is a very random memory too. And like, hopefully that boy is doing okay for sure. Last I heard, he got a girlfriend, he got her pregnant, and I don't know if he has more kids or something, but I saw him just a few years ago when I was before I moved to California, or moved to Texas, sorry. And he looked way different than the first grader that I knew at the time. So anyway, I went to go perform like a lot in choirs, especially for high schools and colleges and stuff like that. And so I was known as the loud girl, because the vocals I have, or I say the chords, or whatever you want to call them, like, I felt like my actual voice is so loud. Like, I was like pointed at in the audience, like, oh, that's her, that's the loud girl, because they knew who I was. And I didn't really want to attract so much attention, especially with Rhea and her friends and stuff like that. So anyway, after like my performances, I would get like, you know, compliments from parents, or they'll say like, wow, you were way too loud for me, like, you stood out so much. And I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And my choir teacher at the time would be like, you know, you did a really good job, like, you don't have to be embarrassed about it. So I'll be like, all right, cool. So ever since then, I pretty much stood out for sure. But when there were times where I couldn't hit high notes or something, like, they wondered what happened. It was just like really weird. But anyway, so other than just strangers and then all that stuff, whoever seen me perform in choir, my family and some friends have seen me sing. Nobody else like that I knew personally would ever hear me sing, unless they heard me sing while I'm driving or something at the time when I was still living in California or something like that. But yeah, but that changed. So one day, I was home alone. Well, not really home alone, sorry. I was, all I remember was I was home, I was in my room, I was listening to music. My mom was in the living room at the time watching TV. My brother had to go get his ex-girlfriend at the time to hang out with her and stuff. He was going to bring her home or something, or bring her to the house, I would say. And then my dad had to deal with like some clients outside, because he was a at-home mechanic at the time. So yeah, I just remember it was like one of those random days where I'll be singing, I'll be listening to music, and then my mom will come into the room once in a while just to check on me and say, oh my god, you're so cute, you know, that type of thing. Anyway, but yeah, like, we were like, my mom was watching her novelas as usual, and then my dad came in from outside from a client to fix a car, and he was wondering what happened to Louis, where is he? And my mom was like, oh, he's about to go pick up his girlfriend. I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna see if Jenny can help me. And then so he called me, and I'm like, yes, Dad, I'll go and help you. So I'll go outside to go help him. And then at the time, the client was like a really close friend of his, and so I would talk to him for a little bit while I was helping my dad fix the car. And then next thing you know, I noticed like it was getting kind of like really late or something, or I felt like, okay, well, it's already been a half an hour and my brother isn't home, and she didn't live that far from what I remembered. And so I went to go back in the house once I was done helping my dad out, and then I ended up playing some more music, and then this song came on and I was singing to Criminal. And I don't know whether or not I was good or not, but I remembered I hit some notes that I felt like it attuned to Britney Spears' voice, and I felt like, oh, this is the best performance I'm ever gonna do, right? Well, I finally got done with singing the song, and then I heard a female voice after, and I'm like, fuck, you know, like, oh God, somebody has actually heard me sing other than my family. And so I was like so embarrassed. I went to go switch to another song that she was surprised about my taste in music, because after Britney Spears, it was like, of course, Limp Bizkit, and then of course Rob Zombie after that. So it was like it was like giving me time to work up the courage to leave my room, because I honestly thought I had a water bottle or something to drink with me in the room, and no, I did not. So I was like, fuck, I gotta go leave my room, maybe to see her, and then you know, to talk to her about what just happened, you know, at the time. And yeah, I had to do that. So I left the room, and I saw her in the middle of the living room talking to my mom, trying to speak Spanish to her, because ever since she started dating my brother, like, she wanted to learn Spanish just to, like, communicate with my mom. And of course, my mom was trying also to, like, speak English to her, but then, you know, she really can't, because she's like, she's always known Spanish, she only knows a little bit of English, so she tried to, like, respond to the best of English that she could, but, you know, she was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna talk in Spanish. So that was a normal routine. So so then she finally heard the door open to the bedroom, and then I left, and then she looked straight at me, and I was like, fuck. And she was like, hi, and I'm like, hi, and I'm like, excuse me, I'm gonna go get some water. And so I grabbed the water bottle from the fridge, and then came out, and then she stopped me, and she was just like, were you the one singing Criminal by Britney Spears? And I was shocked that she remembered, but then I'm just like, oh wait, she's like a few years younger than my brother for sure. And I'm like, if any millennial knows that song, like, it's just amazing. I love that song. And so I was like, yes, I did. And I was like, I'm so sorry, like, I did not know if anybody was gonna be here to listen to me sing. And she's like, no girl, I really like it. It was like, I was surprised. I was like, what, who is singing that song? And I thought it was like, oh, it was like maybe, you know, one of Luis's sisters, like, listening to music, but I didn't know if it was you singing it. And I was just like, yeah, that was me. And then so she's like, oh my God, you're so good. I said, thank you. And then my brother was over there rolling his eyes, right? And he's like, yeah, like, my sister sings all the time. Like, she used to do choir in high school. Like, really? And I'm like, I was like, shut the fuck up, you know? And he's like, yeah, like, she did a choir for all 4 years. And it's like, that's really cool. And it was like, did you ever want to do something with it? And I said, nah, it was just as a hobby, you know? Like, I just wanted to, I didn't know what to do with an elective for high school, to be honest. Because I felt like I wanted to do something other than just, like, whatever else was necessary in high school, because I did do, like, the over the math limit, that I would say, because I took, like, all math 4 years instead of, like, the required 2 or 3 or something like that. And then basically I just did all the requirements that I needed to do. And then you know, I was like, what am I gonna do with an elective? Like, I don't want to do drama because I don't know how to act well. I don't want to do any type of art because I don't know how to draw or do anything. But I knew how to sing, whether it was good or not. I did sing, and so that's why I took choir, and I really liked it so much. That's why I stayed with them for all 4 years. I never went to any advanced choir or anything like that. I'd stayed in the beginning choir because I felt like there was just so much for me to learn. And on top of that, like, I told my choir teachers at the time, I was like, I just didn't think that I would ever go to advanced choir. I'd rather be the person to help out the beginners, you know. And so they agreed to let me stay in that class. So, and on top of that, with the schedules that I had at the time, I couldn't even go to advanced choir anyway. And even then, if I did, I wouldn't even want to go. I felt like it was going to be boring for me. And I have met the people from advanced choir, and I did not like them. I'm sorry. I know there were some friends on there, or friends of friends, that were in advanced choir, but the vibe was off, honestly. I felt like I was never comfortable. And with the beginners choir, I felt like I was a lot more comfortable in that class. And plus, like, they became like my friends over the years. And then I remembered junior year was like a very special year for me because it convinced some of my friends to actually join choir with me, especially beginners choir. And it felt like we were kind of like this group of girls, you know, kind of like we're the choir girls, basically. Like we know who we are and we know what reputation we have, and then, you know, nobody's gonna mess with us. And so that's what happened. But I was like, oh well, you do your thing and I'll do mine. But, you know, out of a reputation, because of my friends in high school, they knew who I was and then who these other girls were. And so it felt like whenever we were getting on stage to perform for whatever reason, it could be for high school or for middle school or just in general, just to perform, like everybody in that school recognized us, and then they'll like cheer for us and stuff. And then of course they'll point at me and be like, oh my god, it's the loud girl and whatever. But anyway, but yeah, so it felt like, I shouldn't be embarrassed, but yet I am, because outside of those people, she was the first person to ever heard me sing without performing or anything. And so I felt so embarrassed. But after that, I felt like I was a little bit more comfortable with her because, she was dating my brother at the time, and she got to know me and my sister and everybody else. Like, she actually, like, talked to us a lot and wanted to get to know us. And so we got to know her, and I really want to say her name on here, but, like, I don't even know if he still talks to her as of today, because like they haven't like hung out in so long, and so fuck it, I'm just gonna say her name. But yeah, like I remember when Erica would come over, and then she'll randomly hear me sing, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I was good or not, but she'll tell me I was good anyway. She's like, oh, it sounds like so much better than like what I've been hearing too. And I was just like, what do you mean? And she says that at the time when she was going to college to kind of like better her education and then plus get a better job for her kid at the time, and like she'll like hear her friends from college sing and they were like all terrible, and I was like, oh, believe me, I know. Not to say, you know, any mean things, but like I know a few people that don't really sing well, but I feel like I've, you know, like I sing okay, that type of thing. I made it to that point where I'm like, maybe I am okay. But I haven't like practiced like I have for, you know, like for my 4 years in choir. So I've been mainly singing through my throat than my my diaphragm. But who knows? But I feel like I have improved over the years. And will you guys hear me sing anytime soon? No. No. Not unless I do like a random video or something like that. But yeah, I'm just gonna end that experience there. But yeah, it was like a very random snippet of my life. It really was, because I felt like you get to remember these things once you get older, and then you're like, I need to talk about it with somebody. And I remember talking about it with my husband, and he's like, well, I hear you sing all the time every day. And I'm like, yes, but that's because I'm comfortable with you. But when a random stranger that has not seen me perform in choir hear me sing, that's different. You know, like I don't even know how to react to that. Even though it's really weird, because like I have performed in front of like strangers and friends and family for so many years, and I shouldn't, you know, it shouldn't make a difference, but for some reason this one like affected me a lot, especially in my early 20s, I would say. I think I was like maybe 22 or 23, maybe 25, who knows, but it was like a long time ago, and once in a while it will come up every single time I listen to the song. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna end the video there. I'm gonna go try to clean up this room. I need to catch up on chores since I'm officially done with writing. And I wanted to show you guys what I wanted to work on too before I let you go. I am done with writing, like I said, so this is like, you know, just 2 notebooks full of stuff that I wrote for my friend for her birthday. And then, and since I was done writing yesterday and today, I was kind of like, you know, telling you guys like I have been crafting a little bit, but this is the one I have started, and this one was the bulletin board I showed you guys like maybe a few videos ago when it came to the shopping finds video, and this is like from Five Below. This one was like $5.55, I think. I don't have the price on there anymore, but I just have the tag right here, and you know how it came with these letters and stuff, and so I did something on there, and I'm going to show it to you guys, and you're going to be laughing because it is kind of crooked now that I see it. I might move the letters a little bit, but I just felt like I have seen this meme for so long, and especially my friends sending me this meme where, you know how in some pages on Facebook they'll share the whole like live, laugh, love type of thing, and you know that's not my thing, okay? I'm like, I don't like any of that crap. But I thought it was really funny, the irony, because it said live, laugh, Limp Bizkit at one point, and I was like, I gotta have a bulletin board or something to do that, and that's what I did with you guys today. And also I painted the border black so I can show you guys, because I felt like the black and the green look so good together. And plus I'm trying to go with the theme here in this small room, like, because this is gonna be like my fall Halloween decor in this room, you know. And so I felt like it'd be perfect, just oranges, you know, purples, greens, blacks, and all that, other than just these ones, of course. But yeah, I'm gonna show you guys. I can't believe I actually did this. And yeah, live, laugh, Limp Bizkit. I just thought that was really funny. I might add some other stuff to it also, and probably move the letters a little bit, because it does kind of look crooked in my end. I feel like it's leaning more this way and this way. But yeah, I can't believe I did that. But I just thought that was so funny when I first saw it on Facebook, like so many years ago. And then over the years, like for the past couple of years, maybe 3 or 4, my friends will send me the meme, or it'll show up on my feed on Facebook, and I'm like, I gotta make that. And then finally, when I bought this, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna paint this black, because it won't matter the rest of the, you know, the rest of the way, you know, like I didn't paint that well, but it don't matter, because all that's gonna matter is just me seeing the front and then putting whatever like message or just random words on here. So yeah, I thought that was funny. But yeah, I'm gonna rearrange that a bit. I'm gonna go clean up, and then there you go. So I'm gonna end the video here. So next week, I don't know what kind of video it would be. It would probably be a shopping finds video, because I have been shopping a bit, or I'm gonna be showing another stationery haul stuff, because I have been finding a lot of stationery items. So who knows what next week will be. But anyway, I'm gonna leave you guys right there. So hopefully you guys have a lovely day and a lovely week, and I'll see you guys next week. All right, bye everyone.